With the power of Tandem HR, you are in the fast lane on Main Street with Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs. Now, the champion of networking, the advocate of jobs, the guru of business, your host, Shalom Klein.
The trouble with not having a goal is that you spend your life running up and down the field and you never score. That's what Bill Copeland once said. We are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And business, that's right, we talk a lot about business here. You're on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information you won't want to miss. It's a live show. This week, we're talking about cool ideas and inspiration. And this week, we will be joined by guests Elena Valentine, Ziad of AdVision, and Sid Mathias, along with the new Playmaker Spotlight. I'll be sharing tips on managing your time. It's a live show. You can call us at 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600. And once again, this week, all about business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. So thrilled to be joined in studio by Elena Valentine, the co-founder of SkillScout. Elena, welcome to Get Down to Business.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
So I've been excited about having you because I'm curious to hear what a SkillScout is. Can you tell us?
Yes. So at SkillScout, we're taking a unique approach to the recruitment process by changing how companies traditionally attract and identify talent.
So no more boring job descriptions on a website where people have to upload a resume that's often going to be piled up along with hundreds of others?
Exactly. So where hiring traditionally has gone online and has been very transactional, our aim is to bring people back into the hiring process. So rather than the text-heavy job postings, we're going out and engaging companies by filming short, visually compelling job and company cultures videos as a way to attract and recruit talent. And at the same time, we forego resumes and instead are taking candidates through hands-on industry-related exercises where they could actually both experience and demonstrate the job.
So for a company that might be looking to hire a marketing director, as an example, walk me through the process. What would SkillScout do for that employer?
Perfect. So just to set some context, we've primarily been working with manufacturers, and I can go into a lot of detail of why we chose that specific industry to start. But most recently, we were helping a manufacturer with their recruitment outreach efforts for a sales and marketing coordinator. And they came to us because their big challenge was, we don't know how to differentiate ourselves. We're struggling to find the right candidate. Come and help us. So what we did is we came in there, went to the company, and we shot a job video with the VP of sales and marketing to really showcase what this company was all about. They, in particular, are really exciting. They're an early prototyper metal stamping manufacturer, and they are on the cutting edge of 3D printing.
What do you think is the biggest challenge that employers face in attracting new talent? Is it getting those positions on a potential employee's radar?
So that certainly is part of it. And part of it is also a differentiating factor. So as you had mentioned, there are thousands of text-heavy job postings that are looking to attract the next sales and marketing coordinator for their job. And it's become very difficult for companies to stand out from the rest of the crowd. So similar to how a company builds their business brand, we think that it's just as important to build their employer brand. And so how do they start to really look as cool as they are and attract the right talent to their positions?
People's attention span is so brief. So when you put up a SkillScout video, as an example, how long is it typically?
So based on our knowledge and others, an attention span of a viewer is typically about 1 minute and 42 seconds.
Not exact or anything, right?
Not exact, but we try to keep it as short and concise as possible. So our videos are typically under 2 minutes long because it's supposed to give the job seeker a glimpse into that job and just get them excited. That's why we try to do these, is to get them excited. Now, to answer your question about, so what are the things that we do to take candidates through the process? Number one is companies are just eager for being able to get all the more data that they can on a candidate. And so it's very difficult to find that just based on a resume alone, right? Especially the sea of resumes that they receive. So a perfect example for a marketing coordinator, there were a couple things that were really important for that company. One is that coordinator was going to be responsible for the social media and really also charged with building presentations and presenting new marketing ideas. And we actually had our candidates do just that. They were analyzing tweets, talking about what was effective about that. They were uploading videos of themselves, sharing marketing ideas. We had one candidate uploading an infographic and sharing how I've done these in the past, and I think that we really need to visualize the services you provide. And she was sharing some of the ideas that she would actually provide to that company when it came to thinking differently about marketing and what she could contribute to that job.
Well, as promised, we promised to deliver cool ideas on this week's show, and I think SkillScout is a perfect example. But there must be a story. Elena, how did you develop this idea and start helping so many companies with their hiring needs?
Great. So my colleagues and I have been in workforce innovation for the past 5 years or so. So before I quit my job and risked it all to help employ more people and support companies' hiring processes, I was working for a consulting firm that was working on a design project aimed to connect young people to employment opportunities. And so there were two design challenges that we saw in this project we were working on. One was, how do we surface the talents of young people who don't look good on a resume, don't have work experience, but are extremely talented and motivated? And how do we do that outside of a static resume? Because the current hiring solutions are filtering them out. The second design challenge we had was, how can we expose them to the career opportunities that are out there, that are outside of a static job posting, where they don't really understand the benefits or the true roles and responsibilities of that job? And so these are two design questions that throughout this experience, and as we founded SkillScout, were the two main facets was, how do we make both the job and the candidate transparent and demystify the job, the skills, the people in it, and demystify the candidate? Because at the end of the day, the most important asset of a company are its people. And so how do we start to really bring that back to people of the hiring process? And so when we started SkillScout, that was really what we wanted to do, was bringing people back into the hiring process and offering almost a new old way to hire, which is kind of a weird concept, considering how much technology has taken over.
We're talking with Elena Valentine, the co-founder of SkillScout. Elena, what is the thing that you've discovered that surprised you the most about the entrepreneurship journey of starting a business?
Wow. There are absolutely tons. One is, this is no joke. One of the things that our mentor, Chris Conley, always tells us is it's a marathon, not a sprint. It may not necessarily be about being the first or being the fastest. It's truly about being intentional with what you're building and making sure that everything that it's leading up to speaks to the needs of your core customers.
And so you found a way through SkillScout to be what I would sort of sum it all up as being an effective matchmaker, trying to connect the dots and really be, as you said, very intentional with what you're doing. And I think you're doing a fantastic job. You look at your website, and we'll be sure to give our listeners a way for people to contact you in a moment. And you're really being crystal clear, I think, about what you do and how you can help on both sides, both the employee and the employer. And it's really, really exciting. So right now, Elena, are you focused on the Chicagoland area?
We are. And, building traction in a certain industry, which is an industry that's become near and dear to my heart, strangely, which is manufacturing. But we feel like this is something that we'd love to scale across state lines, across the nation, because we believe that there is a better way to hire, and we want to start really empowering other people to do this kind of work and to provide a new solution for companies to engage their workforce in a new way.
Well, we're running out of time. So Elena Valentine of SkillScout, how can people get a hold of you to learn more about the fantastic, as I said, matchmaking work that SkillScout is engaging in?
Wonderful. So you can go to our website, www.skillscout.com. You could follow us on Twitter at SkillScout. We're always posting new positions and kind of sharing all of our knowledge and point of view there. And you can also, personally reach out to my work email, elena@skillscout.com. We want to hear from you, especially for companies out there who want to think differently about how they're recruiting and engaging talent. We'd love to hear from you.
Fantastic, cool idea. Fantastic, innovative ideas. We would love to have you back, Elena, on Get Down to Business. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. You can also email them, simplify@tandemhr.com. And to all of the moms that are out there, including my mom, mother-in-law, and all the moms in my life, happy Mother's Day to you. This show is dedicated to you. But listen up, Chicago. We've got 45 minutes of Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. So don't touch that dial. We're going to continue the conversation coming up. We're going to check in with executive business coach and award-winning Vistage Chair Dick Smith. We're going to be talking about mobile billboards. We're going to be talking about some new innovative ideas in business, jobs, and entrepreneurship.